What's going on, guys? It's the Conscious One coming at you. Just going to talk about something real quick, maybe 2-3 minutes. This video is called Isaiah chapter 4 verses 1, and I'm not going to read the scripture word for word, but basically it describes how in the end times that 7 women would cling to one man, and not only would 7 women cling to one man, they would literally beg that man to marry them, or aka have sex with them. And I believe the scripture goes on to say that the women tell the man that you don't have to worry. Basically, I'll cook, I'll clean, I'll do what you want, that type of thing. So I just want to discuss that for a minute or two. We are definitely in Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1, guys. When I first moved to Las Vegas in 2011, I worked here, I worked there, worked here, worked there. I seen men like myself, young black men going to work, putting on a suit and tie. I seen all kind of men. Now here we are 7 years later, and this is post Uber, which I keep telling people Uber and Lyft is government. It's a government. It's a entity. It's a really, really bad entity. Kind of like when Floyd Mayweather talks about Al Heyman. Some of us in the know that Al Heyman doesn't really exist. What happened is every time you hear Floyd Mayweather talk about Al Heyman, this has something to do with the beef as to why Adrian Broner, Javante Tank Davis, and others have fallen out of favor with Floyd. Is basically because Floyd basically lied to them. Whoever this entity Al Heyman is. Remember, I don't think this is a real person. They may be a front man for Al Heyman. They show you this black guy, like you see him, you're like, who the hell is this guy? He just comes out of nowhere. What black man has money to pay Floyd Mayweather $300 million? I never seen one. It might be out there, but in another country, and he dealing with gold and silver. He ain't dealing with no fiat notes. Okay, but Al Heyman is a made up entity. What it does, in my belief, is that it consolidates all the money under Floyd Mayweather, and what it does, it kind of singles out the other fighters, young fighters who need to have their opportunity to be in the spotlight and to make the kind of money Floyd made. So basically, Floyd has lied to these guys, basically giving them promises like one day you'll be like me and make as much money as I make, which is a lie because. Once Floyd gets them to come with him, now it's like you working for a discount Walmart boxing promoter. Like that's like seriously, I hate to say that about Floyd. I mean, I love all this guy and all his accolades he's done in the boxing ring at least. But yeah, he's been lying to these guys, promising them things, and he has them. It's like he's a wholesale boxing club, like a Walmart boxing club. I always tell people, young guys. And even older guys that if any young guy was to come out here to Vegas, they should seriously go under Bob Arum. I used to pick up Bob Arum. I used to take his wife to the jet port, here and there. Really nice people, but Bob has basically been demonized because he's the one who basically said, okay, you want to fight, kid? Well, you got to earn your money, okay? And so the fighter was able to concentrate on his skill. Instead of concentrating on his finances. That's what Bob Arum did for the young fighters. So they try to demonize him. They try to say, he's not giving the fighters enough money. That's not true. That's not true. Another thing too about Floyd making $300 million. You guys got to understand, whatever they say an athlete makes, you can just divide that in half with the taxes. So let's say like a Floyd Mayweather. All right, so he made $300 million. You cut that in half with taxes. Now you got 150. Okay, so I think you got 2-3 baby mamas and 2-3 kids, something like that. So then you slice that up in 3. Now you slice 150 million up in 3. What do we got? Okay, now Floyd has 50 million. Okay, what about all the expense trips that he has to pay for? That's coming out of his pocket. That's part of the deal of this Al Heyman entity. Floyd got to pay for it. You know what I'm saying? So 50 million, and Floyd living a lifestyle that he lives, and you remember when you live in a certain kind of lifestyle, you got to keep making the same kind of money. So 50 million to support his lifestyle and his flashiness and all the travel expenses and security. 50 million can go down to 10 million like nothing. Okay, so we're talking about a man, Floyd Mayweather, who's probably, like some of us live off like paycheck to paycheck. Floyd is living like off fight to fight. And this is what happens when you're in a system that's dealing with fiat notes and stuff that's not backed by anything. You know, people really need to understand that. Some people, they say, well, why does it matter? And no, it matters. It matters because basically somebody is profiting off your currency or your energy. You know, we're internally rich. There's no fiat. You know, it's false. It's not real. You know, gold and silver, that's something that's actually in our body. I mean, I use Himalayan salt. This Himalayan salt lamp you guys see right here, it contains bits and pieces of gold and silver. Real talk. You see? And I think President Kennedy, you know, made a statement one time about how we all come from the sea. Anyway, getting off track. Has to do with the salt. You know, salt, you think about Lot, Sodom and Gomorrah. Salt has a lot of alchemical meanings behind salt. But again, I'm getting off topic. But going back to Isaiah chapter 4, verses 1 now, you know, I'm not some kind of sleazeball dude. I don't sit up there and say, oh, man, I can have 7 women. Wow, I guess I'll be having a lot of fun. No, it's not like that. You know, a woman is a responsibility. And, you know, a woman is a responsibility. So can you imagine 7 women? And it's nothing that I smile upon and say yes about. It's actually, it kind of freaks me out. Like today I went to, you know, this bank place that I go to, and you know, remember these women, this was a Mexican woman. These women, they don't see men. They don't see any men. The Mexican women, black women, white women, they all got the same problem. There's no men. So I walk into this bank, you know, all women working there. Everywhere I go, it's all women. I mean, it's really, really, really scary times. Even Pastor Dow, I looked up one of Pastor Dow's videos the other day, and he was saying something about Nancy Pelosi and why can't Trump stand up to Pelosi, and he was really worried about it. He said that women are taking over politics. I said, man, you know, that sounds like the same thing, you know, even though he's dealing with a different perspective, you know, in the political realm when he was talking about it. You know, I'm just talking about everyday life. Like I go to these jobs in these places, whether it's Walmart, gas station, bank, sports book, it don't matter. It's all women working there. And for me as a man, you gotta understand, that scares me. Okay? That scares me. You know, and I don't get scared easy. I'm from the west side of Chicago, and I don't get scared too easy. I've seen a lot of things. But seeing nothing but women in the workforce and no men around, especially like myself, is very scary. Matter of fact, I'm actually interested in leaving Las Vegas. You know, I have the 7-year itch. But I'm actually interested in leaving Las Vegas and possibly living in Jamaica or either Southeast Asia because this stuff really scares me, guys. But again, going back to Isaiah chapter 4, verses 1, you know, I believe it's more than 7 women. I mean, I said in my other video, I think it's more like 49 to 1 because depending on where you live, you know what I'm saying? Depending on where you live, you know, Las Vegas, it's not a good place for men to survive. A lot of them come out here, end up on meth and or alcohol or something like this. So again, it's just not everybody can handle Vegas. You know, me myself, I grew up in a really disciplined home. You know, these lights, all this shine, even the money, it doesn't faze me. The only thing that really floats my boat is just, you know, to be at peace. That's it, because we're headed for a storm in this country. But anyway, I go into this bank, and this lady, like she's around 30, I don't know, but she seemed like, you know, she asking me about this, about that, how's my day, how's this, how's that. And it's funny, these jobs that make women you know, tell the customer how you doing, how was your day. It's almost like they hire these women and like making them say how you doing to a guy. But it could be a bad thing, but at the same time, it makes a woman feel like she can just talk to you and stuff like this. So she'd be like, oh, how's your day, you know, yada yada yada. And really, she's trying to, you know, she's actually trying to holler at you. Like, there are women who are trying to holler at me, and that's what's really messed up, because that's really reversed. You know, guys are supposed to go get women, not the opposite. And I do feel bad for women now. They have to almost play like they're the guy now. Like, they have to go out and get a guy because, you know, again, if you see a guy and he's good looking and he has a job, and you know, the same woman been seeing you come into the same bank for 2 years, she don't care what kind of job you got. All she care about is that, okay, this person is stable and is not crazy. That's pretty much all they care about, okay? And then they're going to try to get with you, okay, guys? So that's what's going to happen. But yeah, you know, she was asking me how was my day, this and that. She was asking me about my job. I asked her, you know, did she want to possibly come out to the ranch? She said, oh, I would love that, you know, me and my son. And it's funny, too. You notice when you get into a conversation with women, like if they're interested in you, they'll tell you in the first minute of the conversation. No matter what you're talking about, you be talking about how to cook homemade French fries. she'd be like, yeah, my son, I was thinking about it's always my son or my son. You never, especially with the women with the kids, you talk to them and you're really not talking to them. It's always you talking to them and their son. So, guys, it's just like women are putting themselves out there like, I need help, I need help. You know what I mean? Women are really saying that I need help. Okay? And then there are other women who really don't know what to do because they've been so overtaken by the feminism in the country. They think they're supposed to have babies and provide for themselves, and I don't need a man, and this and that, and it's really messed up, guys. It's really messed up. A lot of these women know that if they don't get with a stable man, they're gonna be working until they're 90. They're gonna be working until they damn near 95 years old, until they drop dead, basically. And that's that's real scary. And again, though, but this lady I was talking to, I try not to tell these women at the bank too much of my life, that I have, unless they look, unless they're like a 6 and above, then I might tell them a few things about me. But this particular woman, she was asking me, about the ranch, and I was telling her, oh yeah, you should bring you and your son out there. I was like, yeah, cool, yeah, you should bring your son out. And she said, oh yeah, he loves animals and stuff like this, so. Definitely, she was talking to me a little bit, and I was talking back to her. And but I know what's going on, guys. I know what's going on. This is nothing that I am happy about. Like, oh goody, I get to have all the women. No, that's a burden. Okay, that's a burden to have on his shoulders. A man taking on women, different women and stuff. So that's pretty much all I got to say about Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1, guys. Um, and be careful which woman you talk to, because she might be tied up with some goons that may be looking at your property or trying to find out where you go at certain times. You got to be really, really cautious, guys, these days, okay? Almost even to the point of putting a recorder on yourself, all kind of stuff, digital spy cams. It's getting that crazy. It's getting that crazy, I'm telling you. So, yeah, I don't know what these women going to do. I really don't. Me? No, I couldn't take on no 7 women. I can't. It's enough to take care of myself these days. I mean, the system. It's amazing how corrupt it is that they've made it so hard that women and men cannot find an equal ground to move forward. You know what I'm saying? Together, it just doesn't work. The way they made the system. They just have everybody at everybody's throats. Nobody trusts anybody. And I mean, you gotta trust somebody. Like these people say, trust no one. Listen, you gotta trust somebody in this life. You can't go through this life not trusting nobody. It's impossible. Trust me, I tried it. All right, guys. So that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. And talk to you guys soon. Peace.